Hello guys, Robot1 here, and today I am going to be doing my top 5 rogue slash budget S decks for you guys. So I kind of wanted to do my top 5 budget slash rogue decks for you guys, well, going into 2017, the best of the best for the budget slash rogue. Because basically we're entering 2016, and 2016, that was a terrible year. We're entering 2017, aren't we? But we're entering 2017, and last year I did the video where I did my top 10 budget slash rogue decks of the going into 2017 or through 2017. So we're gonna I'm doing the entering of 2017's best budget slash rogue decks going into 2017. So without further ado, let's go on to it, starting with number 5. So for number 5, I decided to go with Evilswarms. Now, Evilswarms at number 5 was mainly a decision because the deck has a lot of versatility. It's not that expensive. You could probably pick the deck up for, I don't know, about 50 quid. You probably pick the whole core up for, so that's not bad. Plus the deck has a lot of different plays with, well, obviously it does a lot of Ophion half the time, but that's not what I'm on about. The deck can bust out a lot of rank 4s like Utopia the Lightning, Ophion of course, any dark sort of monsters, any monsters that require dark, so Evilswarm Nightmare, which is like a floodgate trap hole for a turn. It can also run a lot of traps like Macrocosmos, D-Fissure, lose one turn, Skill Drain. It can run a lot of floodgate traps that most decks can't. It can even run Anti-Spell Fragrance, which is still a big problem. It can also do a lot of other things with, like, in continuing normal summons. It can use the Karakion card, which was basically the Sombre of Evilswarms, which basically banishes a card, adds one to hand, and then additional normal summons, so more rank 4 plays. And it's just got a lot. It also has protections with stuff with Pandemic. It has Searchability with Infestation, the trap card, which allows you to just get rid of something like a normal monster, then get the normal Evilswarm and get another one. It just has a lot of versatile plays, and I can really see this deck being the 5th best rogue slash budget deck, just because of value and just because of how versatile it can actually be. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the best, and it's going to counter best to DDD, with DDD being able to play with DDD being a lot of high level heavy with Kali Yuga, Diark, and stuff like Abyss and Thomas and all of that, but Evilswarm being the 5th best rogue deck of 2017 is very likely, and who knows, we've even got more Subterra support coming out, so we could also see it being a very good deck against Subterra, not being able to special summon those flip monsters. So it does make sense for Evilswarms to be one of the best decks, purely because, well, one of the best rogue slash budget decks, because of its ability to floodgate the board very easily, stun your opponent, and just be able to spam rank 4s, which rank 4 decks really are just one of the best things in the game. Well, they're not the best, they're very helmety at times, but they are really good decks, and it does make sense for them to be on this list. So Evilswarms at number 5, let's go on to number 4. So at number 4 we have Abyss Actors. Now, why did I choose Abyss Actors at number 4? Now, sure, they haven't done anything, but they are a very budget deck. Plus, they do have a lot of plays with like all their scripts, with Superstar being able to set stuff from deck, searchability through trap cards. It's a pendulum deck also, so you're able to spam the board. It's a very decent deck as well, being able to search through stuff like the shooting star one. I can't remember its actual name. It's been a while since I've tested the deck. But from what I've seen from it, it's actually a very decent deck, and it can do a lot of stuff. It can run floodgates, such as It can run floodgates such as skill drain because you don't really need to use their monster effects too often because you can just use their spell cards. You can banish cards from your opponent's extra deck with them. You can destroy cards in their field with their scripts. You can just pendulum summon it all back. You're able to run rank 7s, rank 4s. You can even synchro summon in the deck if you put like a little synchro engine in there, which is pretty good. Like, the deck has a lot of different plays, and I can really see it doing very well as the 4th best rogue / budget deck. And the deck's, like, really cheap. You could probably pick the whole deck up for, like, 30 quid for the whole Berserker deck. Because, like, it just came out in the Destiny Soldier set, so it's a very cheap deck. And I think I may even have one of the cards over here. I'm not even sure. Sadly, no, I do not have one of the cards over there. That was a waste of time. But, yeah, the deck has a lot of versatility with its ability to run floodgates, such as lose one turn. Lose one turn. Why can I never think of other floodgates? Like, oh well, it can lose one turn, skill drain. It can run like multiple different trap cards, which is very good. Plus, if you want, you could probably put Macrocosmos in. Not really suggesting it, but it's an idea, and obviously, it's a decent deck. Like, it's not a terrible deck, but it does have a lot of versatile plays in the deck. It's not just like Pendulum Summon and Pray. It can do a lot of different things. Plus, it's a dark deck, so you can use cards like Allure of Darkness. Should have said that for Evilswarms as well, which is up free. So you can just keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing through your combos just to get to everything you need to be able to actually play the game. So I can really see Evilswarms Abyss Actors being a 4th best deck, or 4th best rogue deck, because of how cheap it is, how good it is, how versatile it is. It does have a lot of different plays of Superstar, Wildstar, a Wild Shooter, just all the other things, the scales and everything. Like, I can't remember all the names because I haven't played the deck in like a few weeks, but from what I've seen my mate doing it with it and what I've seen online with it, it's just like a very decent deck, so it is quite decent. So yeah, 4th best rogue / budget deck I would say is Abyss Actors. Yeah, so let's go on to number 3. So at number 3, we have Cyber Angels. Now, obviously, this isn't just a standard Cyber Angel build. This is the Cyber Angels with Herald of Perfection in it. Now, why is Cyber Angels a budget / rogue deck? Why is it one of the best budget / rogue decks? Well, it can make a very broken first turn board. And with just that in general, being able to summon, say, a Seraphinite, I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. You can summon a Sophia, a Herald of Perfection, maybe even an Ouroboros if you got the stick and chairs in there, which you don't really need, but it's a suggested thing. Plus, and just being able to do like all these stupid things with a single deck, and this is a die roll based deck because you don't really want to go second with this deck because a board you normally want to open with is Herald and something with stick and chairs. Or with like 5 negates from Herald, but like just being able to make a broken first turn board is always essential in most decks. Plus the deck you could probably get the whole deck, not counting like desires and stuff, because like this is just budget. We're not counting desires, D-barriers, anything like that. But for the deck in general, you could probably pick it up for like somewhere around 100, and yes, in this game, 100 is budget. Anything less than 150 is usually budget in this game. Unless you're me, because I just spend nothing on this game and pull amazing cards to be able to play the game. But, yeah, Cyber Angels are a very cheap / budget-esque deck. So they're a budget, and they're a rogue budget deck that are very cheap, very good, very just protect the castle, and it can really make a broken first turn board just being able to do all sorts of things. Plus, the deck has tons of searchability with stuff like Ritual Sanctuary, Preparation of Rites, Preparation of Rites. It just has tons of different search cards as well. Ben 10 is another one that helps searches when you tributed. You can just do a ton. It's just got a ton of search potential. You got Manjus as well. If you play the stick and chair engine, you could that would be counted in the 100. You could just put in a rank 4 engine there as well. You can play Norden in it. You can do all sorts, and you're able to recycle your spell cards. So that's also another good thing. Plus, you're able to play Soul Charge as well, which a lot of decks don't really have the luxury of being able to do all that often. Even though it is a good card, and you would play it in decks you want to, but it's a card that some decks just can't afford to play. Like Pendulums, they can't play Soul Charge. That's terrible. Or something like there are decks that can't play it. There are decks that can, but. Like, there are a lot of decks that can play Soul Charge and they can't play Soul Charge, but nonetheless, Cyber Angels are number 3, best rogue / budget deck, because they can just make an amazing board with a Herald, or a Boros if you please. They can even play stuff like Archlord Christia, just locking out your opponent's special summons. It does have a lot of advantage and a lot of plays, so Cyber Angels really do take the cake of being the 4th best rogue deck. I mean, 3rd best rogue / budget deck. So now that I've said that, let's go on to number 2. So at number 2, we are going to be talking about Ritual Beasts. Now, Ritual Beasts as a rogue / budget deck is a very good idea. Now, Ritual Beasts, I wouldn't think paying more than 50 quid for the core is anything other than that. Because, well, for the deck in general, actually, because you don't really need to get much outside of the core other than a macro and a defissure, warnings and sort of it as such. But the Ritual Beasts have always been a deck that has been very, very, very long. But the only reason Konohawk was hit because of the long turns. But the reason I'm talking about them as number 2, well, the main reason is they are very floodgate heavy. Like, they can run tons of floodgates. They can run skill drain. They can run macro. They can run defissure. They can run lose 1 turn. They can run anything you want, really. They have tons of different advantage. They have 3 gold socks, so that's also another thing. They can use all sorts of different cards. They have steeds to be able to destroy tons of your opponent's monsters. They have ambush, just revive everything. Plus they can search everything with Konohawk, which is another good thing. And with E-Telly is at 1, but with stuff like Konohawk, with stuff like Konohawk, it doesn't really matter. With stuff like Ritual, with stuff like Gold Sarcophagus, it really doesn't matter that E-Telly's at 1. The deck is still amazing, and even though it's still got 1 Konohawk, I could really still see it being the 2nd best rogue deck. And seeing as it's also getting new support with such as Ritual Beast Winder, and the spell card that I can't remember what it says, but it's basically banish a Ritual Beast and special summon a Ritual Beast. It's a very good deck that can be very, very stable. So, Ritual Beasts are number 2 because they can run lots of floodgates. They have lots of traps. They can have 3 gold socks. They have tons of different plays. They can run all sorts, and they aren't really hindered with anything but the obviously 1 Konohawk. Because if they get striked, you're in a very bad position. But nonetheless, the deck is a very solid tier 2nd best deck of the 2nd best rogue / budget deck of the format. So I could really see it being the 2nd best rogue / budget deck. So now that we've talked about that, let's go on to the first number 1 best rogue / budget deck of 2017. So the best rogue / budget deck of 2017 is Yosenju Kaijus. Now, I honestly think going into 2017, this will be one of the best rogue / budget decks. Now, no matter what I think, like, I can see this deck easily being the first rogue / budget deck. Like, just with the Kaijus in general, Gamma's still sure they're like 4 each if you get into rares, but nonetheless, the deck you could probably pick up for like the whole deck. I would think would cost you no more than 100. like, because of you have to get obviously like extra deck cards, you have to get the Tenkeys that have gone up a bit. But the Yosenju core in general and the Kaiju core isn't that expensive. Like, I think you could get the Yosenju core for about, I don't know, 20 max. The Kaiju core, yeah, that'll cost you like, I don't know, 10. Probably less, or maybe 15 at max. Then you would just need to pick up extra deck cards and other stuff outside of it. Like, Yosenju Kaiju don't really care. Plus, they're another deck that can run Macro and D-Fissure, which obviously hurts a lot of decks in the format. Zodiac Beasts. But yeah, Yosenju Kaiju can do a lot of things. They can tribute your opponent's monsters very easily because the Kaiju engine in there. They can have multiple summons, which is another very good thing. So you're just able to be like summon, game. They can run stuff like Drowning Mirror Force, Quaking Mirror Force. They can run all sorts of floodgates, the same as other decks, but they can't run Skill Drain, sadly, which is a little downside. But they can run Lose One Turn, which they make up for in that. Like, the deck has a lot of different principles. They can run there's a floodgate build, there's a spell build, there's a turbo build. They basically run triple dark hole as well with stuff with the Kaiju Slumber card. Just being able to wipe boards, and wiping boards next format is going to be amazing, especially with the Zodiac Beasts coming in. Like, it's a very good deck, and I really see this being the best, #1 best rogue/budget deck of going into 2017 at least. So, yeah, guys, that's what I think of the top 5 best rogue/budget decks going straight into 2017. Obviously, this didn't count stuff like Pot of Desires, Dimensional Barrier, Treat Toads. Like, that's why I paid the Exotics one on here, because you got to pay for the Treat Toads, Pot of Desires, the D-Bears. Like, you got to pay out for that if you're going to have a really good build of those. But yeah, like, these are honestly my best picks for the best rogue/budget decks of 2017. Tell me what you think of them in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, press the bell button because of YouTube's screwed up system, and you having to now have to press the bell button because you have to double subscribe. And yeah, guys, just like, comment, subscribe. The best decks of 2017. Well, that I think will be the best decks. The best decks of 2017 will be out on New Year's Eve. Still look out for that. And yeah, guys. So again, like, comment, subscribe, press the bell button, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.